Stan Jabalisco here, proprietor and operator of amateur radio station W1GV, Whiskey 1, Good Vibrations. I was just thinking today, someone sent a comment with a long link in it to a Morse code course. It was off topic, the comment was, and I generally kind of dislike links in comments for fear that they might lead somewhere less than somewhere that might be a contaminated website or something. But but I always am willing to sacrifice my own computer, my own iPad, in the event that it is contaminated. I need a new iPad anyway, if I can never get out to Walmart or Best Buy and get one. But got other priorities. But I was just thinking when I saw that course, I was reminded of the Word method, Word, W-O-R-D, method of learning the code, which I had when I was about 11, 12, 13 years old, on a vinyl disc, 33 1/3 RPM, by Russ Farnsworth, the Word method. I don't recall his call sign, but he was a radio ham. And he sent words very similar to this particular course that you will find in the link in the video previous to this one, I believe. And in any case, 13 words a minute was the speed that he used for conducting the course. Well, of course, now you don't have to have any knowledge of Morse code to get a ham radio license of any class. But I remember when I took the extra class license exam, you did have to know the code. And I chose to use a straight key rather than an electronic keyer because I was afraid I'd get nervous and start shaking and make errors in an electronic keyer. So I did the old brass pounder and learned that I could send at about 21 or 22 words a minute. You had to be able to do 20 words a minute. And you had to copy 1 solid minute at least of code perfectly, and you had to send probably for about 1 minute also. And that was not plain text either. It was generally just words at random, or sometimes even characters at random. And I remember one of the words specifically because it was misspelled deliberately on the card that I was supposed to send the code from. The word was Alexandria. Alexandria. There was that extra E stuck in there, which you normally don't find in the word Alexandria. The name of a town, I guess in one of the old empires, and also in the name of a town in Minnesota where my family used to go for vacation when I was a little kid. I remember in 1962, this horrific storm that struck at 5 in the morning in Alexandria, 1962. 96-mile-an-hour wind gusts shrieking through the attic vents of the cottage that we rented for 2 weeks near Alexandria. A horrible sound, a terrifying sound. And then I remember 30 years later, almost to the day, in the same month, August 1992, going through Hurricane Andrew with wind gusts closer to 196 miles an hour. And that actually, the roar and the trundling and the rumbling of that sound didn't terrify me as much as when I was that 8-year-old kid in Alexandria, Minnesota. But that word, Alexandria, was branded in my mind as being spelled Alexandria. Alexandria. So when I saw that extra E in there, I thought, should I send it or not? Should I send the real name of the correct spelling of the actual towns generally named Alexandria? Or should I send it just like it is on the card, misspelled, deliberately, apparently? Well, I sent it as it was on the card. Alexandria, Alexandria. That's what the guy wanted. That's what the guy got. And after taking the theory test, which was quite difficult, probably about as difficult today for today's technology as it was then, I learned that I had passed. And my WA0 Ocean Kilo Victor was now an extra class licensee, or would be as soon as that little card came in the mail. Oh, was I ever a happy camper then. In St. Paul, Minnesota, at the courthouse, the federal courthouse building, where Alexandria still lurks in the back recesses of this warped mind, whose call sign is now W1 Good Vibrations, but who still sends 73 as da da di 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 da da, and so long as di 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 da di da.